Surprise!
I'm pregnant!
Yeah, if you follow us on Instagram, you would already seen.
We are pregnant with baby number 2. We currently have a almost 18-month-old, and we are a couple months along with our second baby.
So they'll be like
202 for
just short of 2 years apart.
Yeah, so it's not like, I mean, it'll be 202 for a little bit, but you know, similar age gap. You guys have, if you watch our vlogs, you have been on my ass in the comments. Like, everyone was like, you're pregnant, I'm getting pregnant vibes.
Yeah.
And Hunter and I were like, like, how long can we hide this for?
Honestly, we weren't trying to like hide it per se. It's more just like waiting for the right time to announce it.
Yeah, I couldn't even get in for first appointment until the 12-week mark, which was only like a couple weeks ago.
Yeah.
And we were like, we obviously like need to hear our heartbeat first. We want to make sure everything's healthy.
Good,
I'm sure everyone can understand that. So didn't feel comfortable.
Yeah, people started like maybe picking up on it even before we had that appointment, and it's like we obviously told our family and some close friends before that appointment, but we didn't want to like announce it to the world or like announce it online or anything like that.
Yeah.
Before we knew that like everything was healthy and everything was good there. And then after we had that appointment, we had a photo shoot planned, and the photographer couldn't make it, so we rescheduled for the following week. And then Julia was like,
I got sick.
Super sick. Actually, she did have a virus, so she obviously been really sick while she's been pregnant, but she also had a virus.
Yeah.
And so she got the virus and got sick then, so we had to reschedule again. So the photo shoot for the announcement photos just kept getting pushed off, and you know, here we are.
It just kept getting delayed. So here we are. I just entered like my second trimester, so it was good timing. But the bump definitely already like popped out, and I was like, I don't think I can hide it any longer, especially with like the amount of like clothes I share and stuff I try on. I was like, it's so obvious. So
it's also harder to hide for like you or someone who posts a lot of like video content.
Yeah.
If you're just like posting photos, like you can figure out your way around like hiding it.
For sure.
But it like being on YouTube or doing reels or whatever.
Can't hide.
A lot of like story content, it's just hard to hide.
Yeah, totally. Anyways, I put up a little box on Instagram for you guys to ask anything about this new baby, our plans, how it happened, pregnancy. So we're gonna go through, we're gonna catch you guys all up to speed, everything you've missed. And let's do it.
Yeah.
Okay. Was it planned, or was this a if it happened sort of thing? So excited for you. Thank you so much. We are really excited. Okay, so it was sort of planned but surprising. So we can explain why.
Real quick, I think just pregnancy in general, even when you're trying, like month after month after month, when you finally get pregnant, it's still a shock. So it's almost like always shocking. Even if you're doing like IVF and you're like paying attention to it.
When you find out.
And doing all the in vitro stuff, when you find out there's like shock there. You're like, you're like super excited. It's just like a different feeling. It's hard to explain. And so even when you are trying, there's some shock there. In this case, took us about 4 or 5 months to get pregnant with our first baby. So we were like, okay, beginning of next year, we want to be pregnant like 2025. So we were like, maybe we just start to like think about like, you know, loosening things up, you know, not paying attention as much because it might take a while. We had that combo kind of like in end of summer, like July probably.
Yeah, we're like, okay, fall, we'll like give it a couple months. Maybe it'll take like 3 months and whatever. I don't know. So we started to just be looser. Like I just track my ovulation on like an app, and we
use the
sort of just So we weren't even really paying attention. We're like, we're not even gonna pay attention to like my exact ovulation. We're just gonna like basically have sex whenever. So that first month
we were just loose with it, let it ride.
And then we were like, hold on a second, are we ready for this? We were like, let's check the ovulation. Maybe we should pull it back because we're now kind of getting cold feet, and we're like, with life and everything, we're like, can we handle this? This is crazy. We're working on this cabin, and like it's not gonna be done for a while.
When we checked the ovulation, it was saying like, oh, tomorrow's ovulation. And so we were like, okay, let's wait. We reconsidered our thoughts. We were like, let's wait till January. Yeah. I think initially we were always wanting to wait till 2025, and it was like closer to Smoke's first birthday, or second birthday.
And at that point we were like thinking we were going to be loose, and then once we saw that the ovulation was the next day, we kind of like not got cold feet, but it was a really busy time with like the cabin and with work and balancing all that and just juggling. We were like, let's just hold off here.
Yeah.
Let's go back to our original plan and wait till January.
Maybe we should be smarter.
Yeah.
And so we're like, okay, cool. Well, then the next month came and I was like, I'm pretty sure I should have gotten my period by now. And I was like, I'm very, very regular, like to the day, every time. And I don't actually like usually check the day that my period's gonna arrive, but I know generally when it is, and I'll always like check my app and be like, it's coming like right around here. And it's always like on the 28-day mark. And I opened it and it said period 1 day late. And I was like, I just had a feeling. I was like, oh my God. I'm like, there's no way. There's no way that first try, absolutely. We didn't even try on ovulation. Like it was just whatever.
First month of being loose and then deciding not to like try around ovulation time.
Yeah.
I think that's what was the shock.
Yeah. So then I was like, okay, last time I took the test with Hunter and I was like, kind of like had this little secret to myself. So I was like, I'm going to go to test and I'll take it and then I want to tell him. And if that's the case, but I was like, there's no way I'm pregnant, like whatever, but I'll just take one just to be sure. So I took it. I like actually recorded my reaction and everything because I was like, oh, there's no way I'm gonna be pregnant, but I'll just record just in case. My jaw dropped to the floor when I saw the positive sign. I was like, you're kidding me. So
after you found out.
After I found out, I was like, okay, I have to like try and film Hunter's reaction, but I was so nervous. I was like shaking and I couldn't like hold the phone, so like the angle's really bad.
I don't even know if we've watched that clip.
We need to like look at the footage and even see if it's like worth like pulling up. But Hunter was just like watching Smokey on the couch, like they were hanging out together, so it was very like anticlimactic. I just couldn't even think of like a cool or cute way to do it because I was so shocked.
It wasn't anticlimactic, it was still like special, but it was like so off guard. Like you came out of nowhere, you're like, hey, guess what? And then you showed me. And
Hunter was just like, what?
I was like, shut up, that's not real.
Yeah.
I was like, I couldn't believe it.
Yeah.
So I wasn't even thinking about like...
Me neither.
I wasn't even thinking like, oh, well, I didn't know you even took a test. I wasn't thinking about your period being missed. I wasn't thinking like there was even a chance.
Yeah.
So we were like, you know, shocked. We were caught off guard.
Very shocked.
But still complete understanding of how you do get pregnant.
Totally.
Right?
So like planned, but like surprised. You know,
little combo. It's actually kind of fun this go around finding out that you're pregnant in this way versus our first. We tried like 4 or 5 months, and like every month gets like a little bit more tiring. And I know a lot of you guys have unfortunately like gone through that process of like not being able to get pregnant or through in vitro, and
so we feel very like lucky.
Definitely understand that and feel very lucky,
very blessed.
So we say all that because this go round it obviously like alleviated a lot of the pressure of like we're trying to get pregnant. It was nice to just be like loose and relaxed and like whatever happens kind of thing.
But I will say when we found out, because it was like sort of caught a little off guard, it just being totally honest, it took me a couple of weeks to like, I kind of felt anxious at the beginning.
It kind of rocked us a little bit.
It rocked us. It was like a little bit of like a smack in the face, and we are like, hold on, this is so real. Like, are we actually like, what is this going to look like in our life? Like Hunter and I were like, okay, whoa, like we're living, we've got so many projects going on, and we were like, is this just too much? It felt a little overwhelming.
Yeah, we were like stoked, we were excited, but the logistics and like all that kind of stuff was overwhelming. And also 3 days after we found out is when our nanny got hurt, and she was like, hey guys, I'm out for 2 months. And these 2 months are like our busiest work months, and then the cabin was picking up, and it was just a stressful kind of time. All good things, right? But it was just like, I think we were carrying a lot of load, and then so that mental news of like knowing we have this like other large responsibility coming into this world, right? It was like just kind of like, whoa, it's happening.
It's a lot.
Shit's real.
You know? Yeah.
So despite being like a little rocked and a little shook for a while, we're now at a place where like we're super at peace, obviously, with like the fact that we're having a child, and we're
I feel like the more that we talk to like our friends and family and other parent friends with like 2, 3, 4 kids, like you know, you start to like realize, okay, everyone's doing this, everyone has 2, 3, 4 kids, like we can do this, and you start to just come into it a little bit.
It also gives you appreciation for God's timing too, because like we're over here like trying to plan every little aspect and detail of our life. Like we're gonna wait till January and we're gonna do this, and it's like
that baby wanted to come through.
No, y'all are having babies now, and y'all are ready.
Baby is ready,
and it's time. So
we're like, okay, this
baby
wants to be here. I guess we are going to be prepared because there's no other option.
And the coolest part, honestly, in my opinion, is knowing that we're gonna see a different side of Smoke. Like it's like, oh, now we're gonna get to see him as a sibling, like as an older brother, and it's like so cool.
It's gonna be so cute, and just to see the bond. Quick pause on today's Q&A to thank our sponsor, which is our friends over at Seed. None other than very appropriate to sponsor today's video because they are like family to us. You guys know we've taken Seed now for
over 2 years.
Before Smoke was here. I took this during my last pregnancy, and I will continue to take it through this pregnancy. You can take it, it's safe to take while you're pregnant. Obviously, always consult with your doctor just to be 100% sure, but I will be taking it as normal, like last pregnancy. Just helps with
part of our routine, y'all.
Yeah, it's part of our health routine. Pregnant or not pregnant, it's amazing. Hunter takes it, I take it, and just helps us with our regularity, skin health, gut health, overall immunity. It's just like our little
savior,
secret weapon. We love it.
We love it. We take it every day, and we already took it this morning, so we're not going to take it now. But I personally feel like supplements, especially like probiotics, are geared so much towards women on social media, and I just find it super important, and I want to be like a big advocate for men to be taking probiotics as well. And Seed has just been like our absolute favorite. There's actually a Seed University on Instagram, and you can like learn all about it. So if you're kind of like unsure if you want to pursue something like Seed or probiotic in general, I would highly recommend go check out Seed University. We'll put that here on the screen. You understand the science, and it gives you confidence and understanding of what you're actually might be taking. So
which you should, if you're taking something, you should know like what it's actually doing. So we recommend
we would highly recommend that. But we have a discount code. We'll put it here on the screen. It is JH25, and this would also be a really good gift for someone for like the holidays.
I think it's great, especially if you have like a health focused friend.
So we'll leave that information down in the description box, and let's continue on with the rest of this video.
Someone said, were you hesitant on having a second? I want a second, but my first has been difficult. Not at all. We always have known that we wanted multiple kids, and I just think the experience of one is so much different than having multiple children. Like I feel like it's gonna feel like a real like family with I mean, obviously we feel like a family now, but with multiple kids,
it's almost more like you're
doing at night.
Having multiple kids. It's like now you're doing the family thing.
Totally.
Like we're obviously a family with Smoke, right? But it's like now it's like, oh shit, we're like a family now.
Yeah, like seeing the little dynamic between them. It's just gonna be so cute. So really excited to see siblings and just have multiple. I think it's gonna be so much fun. Okay.
Lots of questions about the gender, whether or not we know the gender or not already.
Or if we're finding out.
We're finding out if we're waiting.
Yes.
We actually already know. When we had the first appointment, what was that? A few weeks ago.
Yeah.
We did the test to see if everything was like good, everything was looking great. And they also did the blood test to find out the gender. So we found out, was it like a week ago?
Yeah.
We found out a week ago, and the doctor, whoever called, sent it to one of our friends, and
we did like
a little reveal we'll share at some point.
Yeah. So with that said, are you hoping for a brother or sister for Smoke? Healthy baby first, obviously. Always, always, always. But prior to finding out the gender, like I am the type, Hunter is always like makes fun of me for this, but I really try to like detach from gender because I don't want to I attach the idea of having one gender because I don't want to like ever be disappointed.
Yeah.
So I'm very much
really
just like, I'm like, who cares what we have?
We
can't choose, we can't predict it, so it just doesn't even matter to say which one we want.
Yeah, I don't have a preference either. So I think we for sure know we want like 3 or 4 kids.
Yeah.
We'll see after 2. We said that actually after we had Smoke. We're like, do we want another kid? But
I know.
That's like a joke we always had, but it's like we for sure want
another
kids.
Question is, how many do you guys want? Do you want more than 2? I think we're probably definitely going to go for 3. Well, we'll see. We're like, let's see how we adjust to 2. We have to see like our lifestyle, and you know, every kid I think is like sort of an adjustment. You have to really like reorganize your life based on having more babies, because it just takes more time. You have to do less. You want to be available for them. And I definitely think that we would need to make some more like lifestyle adjustments.
It's like,
yeah,
in order to bring new things onto your plate, you have to remove other things.
And the amount that I would just like want to give of my time to my kids.
It really just depends what our lifestyle looks like in the future. I mean, ideally, if we're like living on the farm property at some point, it's like the more the merrier. Like we want that to be a place where we're raising like a big family. Yeah. But we'll see what happens, and we'll see if we can even have more kids. We'll see like how we feel after 2.
More a play by ear sort of thing. Someone said, how did you realize you were probably pregnant? So I think I definitely, when I had the late period, day 1, that's when I kind of knew. And I also noticed, because you guys know we go to like F45 every day, and I put on my sports bra one day and I was like, sports bra's a little snug, and you know, the boobs just blow up right away. So I was like, it seems a little tight. I was like, maybe I like left it in the dryer too long or something.
I don't think you even had an inkling then though, did you?
I just was kind of like, sometimes you just think like, oh, okay, I'm gonna get my period, because it was like, that's when you find out, it's like around the same time. So I'm like, oh, maybe it's just like my period coming. They're a little like inflated. How has this pregnancy been so far, or different from the last one? Okay, this pregnancy has literally taken the life out of me, you guys.
It's been it's like been a completely different pregnancy.
Way more severe than...
From my view. It
yes,
hasn't changed me at all, obviously. No, I'm saying my view of you.
Yeah, yeah.
You know,
sure.
I'm the same person over here.
Hunter's getting the brunt of this pregnancy. This baby, I feel like, is just, I don't know, like on an energy level, just really taking it out of me. Like, I'm having to rest so much. I mean, I am not functioning at my normal levels at all, and it's just, the nausea was out of control the first trimester, to the point where I got nausea meds. I really tried to not take medicine. I tried to do everything holistically, but this was so severe. It was like really interfering with my life, and I just couldn't. It's
like night after night after night after night after night. I mean, she was just like misery, curled up in bed,
like fetal position in bed at 6 every night, like so sick. At least throwing up like maybe once or twice a week.
She would sleep 13 or 14 hours and still be like
just
unfunctional the next day.
Yeah, and then napping in the middle of the day and just couldn't eat anything. Oh my god, like it literally makes me like want to throw up thinking. Anyway, so first trimester, I was like, oh my god, this is really just like knocking me off my feet. And that was also at the same time that like we didn't have any help. We don't have any family nearby, so we've told you guys before, like our nanny is really like our only sense of help, and we didn't have anybody. So that was really hard, because Hunter was having to just like cover. I was just on the couch like literally all day long.
I think we went like a week or 2 or maybe even 3 of like posting one video or less a week, because like there was nothing to film. She was like in bed, she was like sick, and
I wasn't doing anything.
Yeah, that's why I was like probably filming more of like my going to yoga and stuff, because it was like we at least have
trying
to
put
cover something together, right?
I was able, like, luckily this happened to me last trimester or last pregnancy. My nausea starts in the afternoon and it's like all night, but luckily like my mornings are normal, so I was still able to like get in workouts and stuff, thank god. But that's pretty much it. It's like I would get up, go work out, and come home, and then I was just down for the rest of the afternoon and night. So anyways, it has been really rough, and I'm so happy to be in my second trimester now. I'm still really tired, like probably more tired than I was last time, but I remember I was pretty tired with Smoke. I slept a lot.
And you were
like,
sick with Smoke, but this has just been different.
Yeah. I also feel just like bitchier with this one. Like
no comment.
True, yeah.
no
that's
comment.
True. I know, like the hormones and just like, I think because I'm so exhausted, I'm just like shorter, snappier. I'm like
the Jude's dragon has been released this pregnancy.
And we have a toddler, so
you've gotten a lot better like the past couple weeks.
Yeah.
But for a while you were just like more moody than normal. Like, but that's, I feel like that's
when
part
you're
of it.
sick and like unwell, you're just like, no, but I can't do it.
It was fine though. It wasn't like we were arguing or anything. It was just like, you aren't in the mood to chat. You aren't in the mood to discuss what's for dinner. Or you're not in the mood to just, you know,
you're just
that kind of stuff. You're just
kind
exhausted.
of in a bad mood.
Yeah.
Exactly. Okay.
Does this mean that y'all move into the cabin now for more space for the little babies?
And is the farm happening?
Oh, is the farm happening?
Okay, so this is still up in the air and we literally cannot decide, you guys. Because our goal is, like, we took our pregnancy announcement photos down at the farm and we loved how they turned out and everything. And we were like, when we got the pictures back, we were like, this is like where we want to be.
Even when we were down there taking the pictures. I think y'all saw that in the last video. We're like, it's just so nostalgic every time we're down there. We're
definitely like ready for like suburb, like country life. We are like kind of not over the city vibe, but we're ready for that phase.
Yeah. Sorry, battery died. Had to put a new battery in. But like Julia was saying, the end goal is to get out to the farm. So it's like, what is the best path from here where we are right now to get to the farm? And obviously you have to, all the building and all that kind of stuff in between there. So is it to be living here while we build the farm, or is it to be living at the cabin while we build the farm? And obviously the cabin is more space. It would have like a yard. It would have all the things that like we would want for children and stuff like that. But where we are now is also super convenient, walkable, which is also very great when you have kids, like especially when it's a newborn, the first like year or two of their life, going on walks with a stroller. There's just like more activities to do. You can stop and get coffee. You're kind of like killing two birds with one stone when you live in a neighborhood or downtown where it's like, hey, we can go walk to dinner and get our kid outside and go to the park at the same, like, you know, same walk or whatever.
And it's nice to, like, when you have a newborn, not feeling so isolated. When you're like in a neighborhood where you can walk to things.
You get out and see people and stuff like that. So we're really honestly right now at this point just weighing out where we want to be, like which location we want to be based on the pros and cons of those two situations. We might feel a little more handcuffed if we're living in the cabin with like, hey, we have so much equity in this house right now that we would love to have out to build whatever version of the farm we want,
just versus to make it feel like a little bit more limited.
Totally. But nonetheless, it's more just like, what do we want? And I think we don't know right now. We don't know if we want to stay here. It's
we talk about it all the time.
Super convenient. It's like the convenience of living close to the city, like popping to the grocery store and doing this, right? We're obviously going to lose that when we move down to the farm, but we're just talking about like right now for this stage in our life. For the next like year after the baby's born, where do we want to be? Do we want to be somewhere that we can walk and get coffee and take them in the stroller and stuff like that? Or more settled and feeling like established in like a home, like the cabin?
Like we have way more space.
Effort, energy into it.
I mean, it has everything that we would need. Playroom, rooms for every baby, rooms for guests, offices for us. Like, I mean, it's much bigger, so
it's definitely more of a, it's a better living situation.
This townhouse always planned to be temporary, but we never expected to like have multiple kids here or anything, so we really didn't think it like all the way through. So now we're sort of in a pickle, but we'll figure it out. TBD.
I think it's more right now the cabin or townhouse. That's an us decision based on what we desire more than anything.
I know.
So we'll figure it out.
TBD.
Keep you posted.
Keep watching the vlogs.
We may not decide until like it's done.
Literally.
Like I think that's what's gonna happen. When it's done, we're gonna be like, we love it, we want to move here, or we're so over this like renovation project and we just want to sell it. You know, like that's. I feel like that's how
we're very like in the moment people. We're not really like big planners, and we're trying to be better. It's hard because you have to like feel things like how they feel in the vibe, like at the moment, and that's really hard.
Especially with something like this.
Totally.
And usually we always end up knowing what we want to do.
I know.
And so it's just trusting our instinct. But right now we just don't know yet.
Yeah, we don't know. Someone said the best thing about pregnancy, and I wanted to answer this because I feel like my answer is...
It slows me down. That's what you're gonna say.
Yeah. Why are you making fun of me?
I'm not.
I was gonna say it's actually the best and the worst thing. The worst thing about pregnancy is also the best thing.
I hear it every day. I hear it every day, and I freaking love it. It's like
okay,
I like how it slows me down. I'm like, I gotta relax more.
Well, totally, because I am like, I hate that it makes me so tired because I like to like do a lot of things, and I feel
it eats away at you.
Like I can't. Yeah. I'm not capable of a lot, but at the same time, it is. I'm like a type of person that feels really guilty to like rest a lot or, you know, be like lazy or something. So it like allows me to rest without feeling like that guilt and slows me down. And I think that's really healthy. So I like that.
Can I answer that question too?
Yeah.
Best thing about you being pregnant?
Yeah.
There's a... It's hard to explain. There's a different beauty that comes out and a different appreciation, like love for you have for your partner when they're pregnant.
Mm-hmm.
And when you're pregnant, it's like this like new like Wonder Woman like feature that just like shines, and you're like there's like a new attraction. It's hard to explain.
Oh.
Yeah.
That's nice.
Yeah. It's not.
Yeah. Do we have names already?
Yes.
Yes. I think we know the name.
We already know the name.
We already know the name.
We had a name if it was a boy, and we had a name if it was a girl. So we were
pretty solid.
Pretty set.
And then when we were cycling through a couple of names, and you didn't think of it until we were actually pregnant.
No.
And we thought of it.
I thought of it like 3 weeks before we were pregnant.
Oh,
and
really?
we put on the list, and then when we found out we were pregnant, we instantly started calling it that name.
Yeah, but I remember when Hunter said the name, we were like, that's the kid. Like, you know what I mean? Like, you just
like
know
instant.
When the name comes through. It's like an energetic thing. You're like, that's the baby.
Yep.
I was like, that's it. And I just had that feeling, and I was like, okay, we could be wrong. Like, I don't know.
And even before we knew the gender, we were calling this kid that name.
Yeah.
Which is pretty... it was like for a girl or for a boy.
Yeah.
And so
then it was that
and
gender.
we found out it was that gender.
We
So
were like,
yeah.
that's them.
Yep.
So that was cool. Just funny. Okay, last question. And then we'll catch up some more in future vlogs and stuff. But will you guys continue to vlog and YouTube as your family grows? The answer is yes. We don't plan on stopping anytime soon. We plan on carrying on just as we normally do.
We also think that'll be a feeling at some point. I think at some
Yeah.
point, like just in any career, it's going to be like, all right, I think maybe that isn't a wrap. But like that, I don't feel like that. I can't even see that happening anytime soon.
And I feel like YouTube is just like our home,
Yeah.
like more than any social media platform. It's where like we began the journey and everything, and we love YouTube. We feel like just the most ourselves here.
Yep.
And it just feels very natural.
And it feels like home videos. Like,
yeah.
That's like saying like, do you want to stop taking like a photo of your child to us? Because it's like, we are creating these and they feel like home videos to us. So it's like, we will always want to create videos with our family.
Totally.
Over time, our feelings might change of like how much we show of them.
Yeah.
I don't think we'll ever just like not show them, but how much we're revealing or how much we're sharing, that might change. I don't know how we'll feel when, you know, the kids get a little older. So
yeah. But
yeah, we're still gonna
obviously we have to adjust to 2 kids, so I'm sure there's gonna be some lulls in there where we're like, you know, even going from 0 to 1, we were sort of like, whoa, this is, you know, it's definitely an adjustment, and it kind of like sweeps you off your feet a little bit. So.
And then any other job, like you kind of get like a maternity leave or whatever, and so it's like, for not saying like, oh, we just don't want to like post videos, but it's like, no, you want to spend the time with your baby and not like be on camera all the time. And
totally.
You want to have like a couple weeks just like
off.
private time and off and to
we'll
enjoy.
probably take some time off again like we did last time, but we'll always come back and catch up and everything.
Also with like the future of the channel, like with our family growing, I can't imagine us like moving to the farm and like not sharing our life down at the farm.
That's like what I'm the most excited
like
for. The vlogs I'm the most excited for is that era.
I feel
of our
like
life.
that era of our life is like
what we're holding on to.
Yeah, it's almost like, why were we vlogging ever if we don't vlog this?
No, I know.
Right? So I think the goal is to like get there and like share our dream, you know,
and our experience. Our dream.
So anyways, we're so excited, y'all. Like, I know we're very like kind of matter of fact and serious sometimes. It's really hard for us to like show excitement even when like I open like gifts and shit. And we've also known for now, like 5 weeks.
Yeah.
No. We've known for like months. 2.5 months.
Yeah.
We actually knew like what, a week or 2 before Jackson. That's when we found out.
Yeah, oh my god, I was so sick in Jackson. Oh, it makes me sick thinking about it. Oh my god.
Yeah, so in Jackson, but it made it so special, Jackson special, because it was just like our little family vacation, and we knew that we were expecting another little one, and it just felt, something about it was just so special.
It was cute.
But yeah, we've just been like embracing every moment, and we're stoked for baby number 2.
Baby number 2. Anyways, we love you guys. We'll catch up in a couple days in a new vlog. And thank you for watching. We love you.
Love y'all.
Bye.
Fire on the stove and the television streaming. Scrolling through my phone like in someone else's life. Lost my heart in the pandemic. Slipped into the darker side. I need a light.